We're diving into 5 most unbelievable UFO sightings caught on camera to uncover the truth about what's happening in the skies. Our first sighting takes us back to May 27, 2004, where an odd incident took place over Big Bear Mountain in California. Boris, a 36-year-old German real estate manager, was on vacation with a colleague flying in a small Cessna plane. His vacation was going great as he enjoyed the breathtaking views of California's mountainous landscape. However, things took a dark turn when the entire crew witnessed an unidentified flying object. As they flew around the area, Boris's friend and the pilot noticed an unusual craft hovering between the mountains. Boris, sitting in the back of the plane, was initially unaware of the object, but as soon as his friend pointed it out, he quickly grabbed his camera and took a single photo of the object before it vanished. The picture reveals a clear view of a saucer-shaped object hovering approximately around a mile away from their plane. Even though it is hard to tell from the picture, Boris assured that the craft was huge, though he didn't specify an exact size in his report. His friends also said that the object seemed to change shape from the side, stretching out and not looking like any aircraft they were familiar with, despite both of them being plane enthusiasts. Strangely, no other sightings were reported in the Big Bear Mountain area, leaving this intriguing event without a definitive explanation to this day. Fast forward to June 22, 2023, footage of a triangle-shaped object was shared online and quickly went viral among the UFO enthusiasts. Despite sharing it online just in June 2023, the original poster explained that the footage is actually several years old, although the exact date of the sighting is still unknown. The video, which was taken by his father's friend while outside his home in the countryside of Ontario, Canada, reveals an unidentified flying object with a single bright light at its center and 3 smaller lights on each of its edges. Given that the object was recorded from afar, it is hard to tell if these lights are either blinking or rotating. The uneven blinking pattern suggests it's not a regular airplane, and its size and shape don't match typical drones. Some speculate it could be a TR-3B, which is a rumored secret military aircraft that supposedly uses advanced technology for stealthy flying and spying that has been often reported at least since the 90s. For instance, in the comment section of the original video, there are 2 reports from witnesses that assure that they saw the same object, one in New Hampshire back in the 90s, and another one in Ohio back in 2020. As for the sighting in Ontario, there have been no updates from the original poster, making it unclear what exactly was caught on camera that night. But UFO sightings aren't restricted to the classic saucer or triangular objects, as in mid-2024, 2 witnesses recorded footage of an unidentified entity emitting powerful beams of light in the skies over Lima, Peru. The first video, lasting just over a minute and a half, shows a stationary object hovering while projecting a strong beam of light in an erratic pattern. Throughout the entirety of the video, the unidentified craft remains completely still until the video abruptly ends without showing the object's departure. The second video presents a different angle from the same object, where the beam of light is even more pronounced, though the object itself is nearly invisible when not lit. Moments later, the anomaly directs its beam straight at the camera, causing a strong blur in the footage. Both videos were uploaded by seemingly unrelated YouTube accounts, which makes the likelihood of a hoax seem less plausible. With just around 100 views, online discussions surrounding this sighting are minimal. As of right now, it remains uncertain whether the unidentified object could be a high-powered drone, a natural phenomenon, or something more extraordinary, like an extraterrestrial probe. Moving away from flashing orbs, our next sighting features something very different, a cigar-shaped UFO, which, despite its odd appearance, has something in common with the triangular UFO mentioned earlier in this video. Flying cylindrical objects are among the most commonly reported sightings, with many videos circulating online. This particular video, taken in Manchester, England, in 2016, shows a metallic craft rapidly moving at a high altitude. Throughout the clip, bright lights flicker on the object's surface, but it's unclear whether these are reflections of the sun or lights emitted from the craft itself. As the video progresses, the witness zooms in for a detailed view before the UFO gradually disappears into the blue sky. Sightings of cigar-shaped objects have a long history. We've covered several cases here in the channel. I'm leaving a card up in the corner, make sure to check it out later on. One of the earliest recorded cases dates back to March 20, 1950, when a cylindrical UFO was spotted and photographed over New York City. This photograph became part of Project Blue Book, a U.S. Air Force program from the 1960s that investigated UFOs to assess potential threats to national security. The project officially ended in 1969, and its findings were released to the public, including this particular photo, although the photographer's identity was kept confidential. The sighting was thoroughly investigated. While some studies concluded it was merely the moon, others suggest it could have been a mothership capable of launching and receiving smaller crafts. As of now, both the Manchester and New York sightings remain unidentified. However, UFO sightings aren't just limited to the ground, they're actually quite common among airplane pilots. For instance, on May 3, 1975, Mexican pilot Carlos Antonio Santos Montiel was flying back to Mexico City International Airport from Zihuatanejo. As he passed over to Quezquetengo and Morelos, he was suddenly intercepted mid-flight by two unidentified flying objects, which positioned themselves on either side of his plane. A few moments later, a third object struck his aircraft, landing on the underside of the fuselage. In complete disbelief, the pilot quickly reported the situation to the control tower in Mexico. After landing safely, Carlos underwent a thorough physical and mental examination and was found to be in excellent health. At the time, this case gained significant attention both nationally and internationally. However, one of the major consequences of his experience was that he started to be harassed by mysterious men in black who threatened him to keep him from talking about what happened. Even decades later, there is still no explanation for what exactly the young pilot experienced. On the other hand, UFO sighting reports from airplane pilots are still very common. On August 19, 2024, an incredible incident unfolded high above the Atlantic Ocean. An airline pilot, while cruising at 35,000 feet, and his captain witnessed a series of bright orbs moving in the night sky. The lights moved in erratic patterns, accelerating to incredible speeds before suddenly hovering still. Intrigued, the pilot pulled out his phone to record the incident. In the footage, the orbs can be seen flickering, growing brighter, and then dimming. When this video was posted online by the pilot on Reddit in late August 2024, it quickly gained a lot of attention, amassing over 10,000 upvotes. However, amongst the 1,000 comments, there were a handful of reports from other pilots that claimed that they had witnessed the same lights during their flights. On one of those, an airline pilot noted that the orbs are particularly visible during midnight, especially when the cockpit lights are dimmed. Another account comes from a charter pilot who spotted the orbs along the East Coast between 1 and 3 a.m. In this report, the pilot claimed that he also witnessed the same orbs and added that they were visible for about 20 to 40 minutes. Despite numerous reports from pilots over the years, there weren't any significant efforts from the scientific community in order to study and identify these mysterious lights. For that reason, they remain unexplained to this day. But if you liked this video, be sure to click here to watch the next one.